You need to learn Excel, but you don't have hours upon hours to do it. Well, I'm going to show you 10 core skills that'll not only get you started, but have you feeling like a pro quickly. Let's jump in. Let's take 60 seconds and get a lay of the land for any absolute beginners. As you can see, Excel is just a collection of boxes called cells. Every cell has an address, like A1, based on the column and the row. All your tools live up here in the ribbon. Down at the bottom, you have your zoom slider. You can zoom in to see more closely, zoom out. Basically, if you can type in a box, you can master Excel. So let's jump right into the 10 essential skills. Skill number 1, data entry and auto fitting. To enter data, you just click in a cell and type. If your text is too long for the box, you don't have to struggle with the borders. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the top, find the line in between your columns, and you just double click. Excel fits it for you instantly, and you can do that with any of your columns. Skill number 2 is the table shortcut. Here's how you'll turn data in your spreadsheet into a table. You'll highlight the data and hit Ctrl T. That's Command T if you're on a Mac. Make sure My Table Has Headers is checked. Since the data in our spreadsheet has labels at the top like project name, category, status, etc., checking this box under My Table Has Headers tells Excel to treat the top row as titles rather than actual data points. So once you have that, you're going to click OK. Now your rows are color-coded and they're easy to read. You'll also see these arrows at the top. Those are what I call your filter buttons, and they'll become your best friend in the next few minutes. But another tip for creating tables, if you click on a cell somewhere within your data, you can hit Ctrl T. Excel will usually highlight the entire range automatically. Skill number 3 is flash fill or AI data cleaning. You don't always need to retype everything in Excel. Say you have this example here where you have a list of full names, and in the second column you want to just list the first name. Type the first name and then you hit enter. Then you just hit Ctrl E. It autofills all the way down. Alright, let's erase a few of those because I also want to show you how to find the functions within the ribbon, because I know there can be a lot of shortcuts in Excel. You can go up to the data tab and then go over to the right to this icon that's called flash fill. It looks like a spreadsheet with a lightning bolt. You click on that and Excel will automatically fill in the names to the bottom. We'll hit Ctrl Z. Another way that you can do it is go to the home tab, and over to the right you can click on fill, the down caret, and you'll find flash fill at the bottom. It does the same thing. Skill number 4 is the big 3 formulas. That's sum, average, and count. So in Excel, formulas always start with an equal sign. The equal sign tells Excel you're not just typing text, but you're actually about to give it a command. Now, before we jump in manually entering formulas, I want to show you how you can quickly add up numbers with AutoSum using the shortcuts. So go to D7 right below our budget figures, and what you're going to do is you're going to use the shortcuts. If you're on the Mac, you can hit Shift, Command, and T, and if you're on the PC, it's going to be Alt plus equals, and that'll quickly sum up your figures for you. Now let me show you how to enter them manually. Now we're going to type the equal sign, and then we're going to type sum, S-U-M, and an open parenthesis. It can be in all caps or lowercase, Excel doesn't mind. While the cursor is still blinking in the cell, click the first number in your budget and then drag your mouse down to the last number. You'll see a marching ants border around the numbers. And then we're going to seal it by adding the close parenthesis. From there you want to hit enter. You don't want to click out into other cells while that cursor is blinking, because if you click away to another cell instead of hitting enter, Excel will try to add that new cell into your formula and mess it up. But as you can see, Excel has auto-summed everything in our budget category. Now another method is, if we place our cursor and select D7 again, if we go up to the top right of the home tab, you'll see something called AutoSum. If you click on that down caret, you have a few different functions that you can choose from. You have sum, average, count numbers, min, max. We'll choose AutoSum, or we could have just clicked it from here. You see it does the same thing, it auto-sums. So you could do the same thing, equal sign, average, or equal sign, any of the functions that are in here, and they all work the same way. Let's click between the columns as we learned earlier to get our spreadsheet looking a little more professional. And we'll move to skill number 5, drop-down menus or data validation. This will keep your data clean and in selectable categories. So we're going to take our cursor to the top of column C, that's the top of the status column, And we're gonna go up just till we see this little black down arrow. Don't go too high until where you see C highlighted, but we wanna go right about there so that it selects our data that's within status. If you go up higher, it's gonna select the whole column and we don't want that. So we'll go back, select our data, and then we're gonna go up to the ribbon to the data tab. Then you're looking for an icon that looks like two small boxes with a green check mark and a red stop circle. It's labeled data validation. You want to click on that and then click on data validation. In the window that pops up under allow, you want to click the drop down and select list. And then in the source box, you want to type the same labels that you have under status. So for us, it'll be in progress, to do, and done. Then we're going to click OK. Now when you click on any cell in the status column, a small arrow will appear on the right side. Click it and you can pick your status without even touching your keyboard. Skill number 6 is called conditional formatting. Now you shouldn't have to read every line just to see the progress or your status, especially if you have a really large spreadsheet or a really large table. I'm going to show you an easier way with conditional formatting. So hover the mouse over the status header until the black arrow appears like before. Ensure you're in the Home tab in the top of the ribbon. Look for the conditional formatting button in the middle of the ribbon. It usually has a grid with a blue, red, and white square. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to highlight cells rules. Then you're going to go down to text that contains. In the text box, you're going to type done. And then over at format with, you're going to change it from light red fill with dark red. Done is usually a pretty good sign, so we're going to select green fill with dark green text. You'll click on that and click OK. Now, whenever a cell in that column says done, it'll instantly turn green. And if you change the status from, say, in progress to done, the color will flip automatically. And then if you change from done to anything else, obviously it'll come off. This will help certain things stand out without you having to search hard. Now you can do the same conditional formatting with any of the other ones. We'll go back up till we see the black arrow, select, and then we're gonna head back over to conditional formatting, highlight cells rules, and then text that contains. And then this time we're gonna enter in progress. And in progress, we'll pick yellow fill with dark yellow tint and we'll click OK. And as you can see, it does the same thing. So this we had to do. Now it's in progress. It changes to yellow and then it works the same way. So you can use the yellow, red, green, or whatever you want to do, just so that when you have a lot on your spreadsheet at a glance, you can see what's done, what's in progress. If you have a whole lot of green, you're probably doing good. If it's a whole lot of red, so on and so forth. Skill number 7 is the filter hack, or sorting and filtering. Now, this skill is all about speeding up your process. Say, for instance, this wasn't a small table, but it was a massive list. You don't want to waste time scrolling and hunting for just one specific item. So since we turned our data into a table in skill 2, Excel has already added the filter arrows we talked about earlier, your best friends, in the header row for us. So let me show you how they work or how they can help. So I'm going to click on the small drop down arrow in the header of category column B. So I want my categories or departments to be sorted alphabetically. So I'll click on ascending sort A through Z. Then I'll click out and notice how every row in your spreadsheet, it moved together instantly. Your marketing projects are grouped. You have sales down at the bottom, finance at the top, so on and so forth. So let's click on that same arrow again, and I want to show you something else. We're going to uncheck down here in this box where it says select all, uncheck that check mark. You see it took the check marks out of everything. And then we're going to click on marketing only. And then we're going to click out. And as you can see, it has filtered us down to just show us marketing. So you can see how that would be useful if we had a long list from the marketing department and every other department. Now, the other rows haven't been deleted. They're just hidden. If you look back at our arrow, now it's a smaller arrow and a filter out icon that tells you we're filtering some things out. And also, if you look over to the left-hand side, you'll see that some numbers are now blue. That's basically Excel's way of telling you, hey, there's some data hidden right now. To unhide it, we're going to click the arrow again, and then you can either hit select all and it's going to recheck everything, or you can hit clear filter. And as you can see, we're now back to normal. Skill number 8 is AI formula generation. The biggest level up for Excel beginners these days is realizing that you don't have to memorize complex syntax or formulas. You can simply describe what you want in plain English, and Excel's AI can write the formulas for you. Let me show you how. So I'm going to click next to our table in cell F2. Now let's look at the top right of your home tab for either the Gemini or the Copilot button. I'm not sure if you can integrate Gemini in, but definitely look for the Copilot button and click on that. In the chat box, enter a sentence sort of like this. After that, you'll hit submit, and the AI will generate a formula and show you a preview of what the results look like. You just give it a few moments, and then once it's done reasoning, you can scan if you want to see its thought process, what it did. But if you look over in our chart or our table, Excel has instantly filled column F with the number of days remaining for every single project in your table. But we did it all with a natural language prompt. So for beginners, this could remove a lot of the fear of math that makes Excel feel like intimidating for a lot of people. And as you saw, even if we changed the due date, Excel will still update in real time. Skill number 9 is freeze panes, and it's a navigational secret. So as your list scrolls beyond 20 or 30 rows, a common problem appears. When you scroll down, your headers disappear. Freeze pane fixes that instantly by locking your header row so you can always know what each column represents. So how do we freeze our header row? We're going to click on the View tab at the top of the screen. And then we're looking for the Freeze Panes button. We're going to select Freeze Panes, and then we're going to select Freeze Top Row. Now scroll all the way down to row 50, row 51. Notice your headers, project name, category, status, stay locked at the top of the screen, so you never have to scroll back up just to remember which column is which and what data you're actually looking at. Skill number 10 is AI data insights and charts. Now this is the grand finale of the tutorial. With AI tools integrated into Excel these days, you don't need to spend hours deciding which chart looks the best or how to summarize all your data. Excel's built-in AI can basically read your entire table and suggest key trends for you. So let's look at that. So go back to your home tab, and then we're going to bring up Copilot once again in the top right. Click into the chat box, and we're going to type a prompt, something like this. I have analyzed this table and show me a bar chart of budget per category. Then we'll just hit submit and wait for Copilot to do its thing. We'll close the Copilot window, and Excel instantly drops a professional chart into your spreadsheet. It already handled the labels, the math, and even the design. So we went from a random list of names and numbers to a boardroom ready report fast. And up here at the top, you have in the spreadsheet the category, total budget with the breakdown of each. And then if you click on your chart, if you want to make it smaller, you can move it over. And then say, for instance, we want to create something else. We'll go back to the home tab. We can click on Copilot. We'll go back to the chat box. And say, for instance, we try, show me a pie chart of product statuses. Hit submit. Wait for Copilot once again. And you'll get to watch Excel build exactly what you asked for in real time. And that is truly what I call working smarter. And just like that, you're creating professional looking spreadsheets as a beginner. So if you got something out of this video, I ask that you consider subscribing and check out one of these other videos.